Frustrated, the right word to sum up tonight?
Yeah, frustrated with ourselves. I think first half we let the game get away from us too much, and whilst it was only 1-0, we were still in the game. But coming here and when they had a 1-0 lead, they defended it really well, and it was down to us to break it down better than what we did. And where we had probably the better chances of the game, we haven't come away with a goal tonight, so we're disappointed with that, and we've lost the game. So obviously a massive disappointment.
First chances of the game fell to us, didn't they? So it's a case of perhaps if we'd hit the net first, it would have been a completely different second 60 minutes or so.
Yeah, bar their chance they had at the end where we flung loads of people forward and they broke on us and countered. I think we had the better chances of the game, but it's all well and good having the chances. We have to put them in the back of the net, and we'll be coming away here with a different result. But listen, we haven't managed to do that. We accept that, but now it's important we stick together through. I think through the tough times, it's more important to stay together when things aren't going as well as you'd like, rather than when they are going well. So, and we have a game Saturday back at home. So it's a reaction from us. It's important to bounce back, react. With our fans on side as well.
Not played for 2.5 weeks, and a few of the lads have been away, so obviously it does affect things. Does that have any bearing on it?
Not really. I think we players have played for their countries, and we've had a split group for long enough now to know that when we're back in and working, and that's what we've been doing all week. And that first half was probably the most disappointing aspect of that, because we weren't quite at it, and let them get a goal, and then it was always an uphill battle, chasing the game where we felt we had the better chances, and we could have really took control of the game, but we didn't do that, and that's something for us to have a look at over the next couple of days. Meetings about the games and see what we could have done differently, and make sure on Saturday that we are ready to go.
Head coach gave 3 young players a start tonight. Obviously, it's going to take time. Premier League's the best in the world. It's not like you can come in at 19 or 20 and unless you're Lionel Messi, you're not going to come in and hit the ground running. Yeah,
no, and they've worked incredibly hard to get their opportunities. Luis has come in the summer and been a real breath of fresh air and got his opportunity tonight. Ollie's obviously had plenty of opportunities now, and Evan, coming back from an injury when he was at Brighton, getting his first start tonight. So I think it'll be good for all them, and we need everyone in the squad. It sounds cliche and we say it a lot, but to be a really good squad you have to have everyone fighting at the bit. There's going to be disappointment when players don't play, but when they do get stepped onto the pitch, it's about trying to make a reaction, an impact. Fuller came on, done really well as well, and he would have been disappointed not to start, but I think the way he worked showed that what this manager requires, and I think what we require as a group, to push everyone every single day in training, because it brings the best out of you.
Obviously we've been without Mick now for 4 months. Obviously even at the stage of his career he's in, he's such a focal point to our attack, and losing Fuller at the start of January when he'd have probably expected to start, having him back even for these last 8 games is going to be a big boost.
Yeah, no, massively important. Like I said, Evan as well is getting up to match minutes because he's been out for a long time. Fuller's back now, getting match fit as well. So yeah, it'll be a really big boost, and we don't want to have one of those ends to the season where we just let it fizzle out. We still have a lot of football to be played, still a lot of points to be made, and that's down to us to do it. It's working every day and treating every game now as a cup final to win games, give us a load of confidence before the end of the season.
Possibly a game that could have gone either way, and a night like tonight, just a deflected goal probably sums up how frustrating we all feel.
Yeah, I mean, we had a sort of a really good chance early in the first half that if we take that, it becomes a slightly different game. Credit to Wolves, I thought they played well in the first half and pushed us back more than we wanted to be, and we suffered after they scored, which was, like I said, was a bit of a deflection, and then we had to dig in a bit and show some resilience. We wanted to get more pressure on the ball, but found it difficult. Had to get in a half time, I think, to just adjust things, and then second half we were a lot better. Strange because the game wasn't, from our perspective, a good performance from us necessarily, but at the same time we had some chances that probably felt, you look at the big chances in the game, it was fairly even. It's just so we're really disappointed with that.
Had a lot of the ball, didn't we? And we actually, as you say, we created more than they did. So to look at not scoring a goal, we're probably hard done by that way.
I think we need to attack better as well. That's something that we have to do. We know that, and we want to be a bit more dynamic, and we want to be a bit more faster with our attacks. I think we need to manage the game a little bit better, understand when we can go forward, when we can go a bit more direct, and we can go a bit more vertical. But we're sort of finding our way still with each other, and and I think it's a bit of work in progress. But some things have improved, some things have going in the right direction, but still we need to do more.
You said in the BBC interview, balance is the word. I mean, obviously you haven't had a pre-season, you've had an international break, you've had players injured, so striking that balance is not easy to do.
No, but that's the job, and there's no complaints. As I said, we have to do better. I have to do better. That's the life we're in, and our supporters again were fantastic, and they deserve better and demand more. So that's okay from us. We need to take that responsibility on. The players, like I said, when the response to the second half was one of we know we weren't quite there for whatever reason, and we need to accept that and not accept it, but just accept the fact that we certainly changed our approach to the second half, and then we have to pick the bones out of it and go, okay, how do we go forward for the next 8 games? Try to win as many games as we can, get as many points as we can.
One thing our fans definitely love is young players being given a chance. You go 3, a chance from the start, which shows they've impressed you at Rush Green.
Yeah, in the training sessions and where we've been working, they have. The timing we felt was a good one today. It was difficult. We lost Mo yesterday. And Tadibo as well, so we had to readjust quickly. Felt that Lewis could help us in terms of his pace. If we won the ball back, we just didn't manage to find him enough times. They'll get better for the experience. Ollie as well has had a good game in terms of dug in as well, and it's again all experiences for him. But at the same time, we know we need to get points, so we've got to strike that balance.
Been without Mick, obviously for well-known reasons, for your whole time at the club, and even at the stage of his career he's in, he still offers so much in terms of being a focal point of attack. And first game we saw what Fuller can bring for half an hour, 40 minutes, and then unfortunately we lost him. But having him back gives you something very different up front, doesn't it, to play off? Yeah,
it does, and it helps the team attack, I think, because it just gives you an option, a more vertical option, more direct option. Gives defenders a bit more to think about. So yeah, I was really pleased for him, really pleased that he can play 45 minutes, and he'll get better and better the more time he gets.
And back at home Saturday, we want to go out there and play like we did at Bournemouth away, really. We gave them a good game down there, and now we play them at home, and they're a good side, but not one to be afraid of.
No, we have to play well. That's what we want to do. We want to play well in front of our supporters and get 3 points. Every game in this league, you can see how it is, so competitive. As a team, we have to stick together because we're not happy with the results tonight. So we have to stick together and suffer as a team. That's normal. And then we have to show our character and our quality on Saturday.